I know to do my hands. It's like the weirdest part.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to round 3 of the One Piece Regionals. We're going to have a fun one for you guys this round. And then we'll show you guys all the UPs and GPs. But without spoiling it, let's just jump right into the game so you guys can see the leaders. All right, so it looks like the players are getting ready to set up. As you can see, we have a red Black Koby versus blue Nami. Both of these players are undefeated up until this point. And it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. This might be one of the last non-meta matchups that we are going to see before the room is filled with UPs and GPs at the top. But obviously, at least one of these decks are going to make it to 3-0.
Yeah, 100%. I always enjoy seeing the more random rogue things you can get on stream. It's like more the fun matchups you get at the start. Because you know, 3 rounds from now, all we're going to be seeing is the same decks over and over again, different permutations of these matchups. So it'll be fun to see what can happen here. What can Koby bust out to counteract this blue Nami, and whether or not he can get enough attacks through.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's have a look at what this red-black Koby does. So it is a new OP 11 leader. Your sword type characters can attack characters on the turn in which they were played. Which honestly, Nami's not going to have too many characters arrested to be attacked into, but we'll see how that ends up. And then once per turn, if your Navy type character with 7,000 power or less would be removed by your opponent's effect, you may place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. Now, if that's the 3 cards from your opponent's trash, maybe this matchup would be a little better for Koby. But we will see what Koby does. Because honestly, a lot of the black cards have interactions with hand. Maybe he's running some of the cards that interact with your opponent's trash. Could be quite interesting here. But even like the 8-cost Secret Rare Koby lets you attack active cards. So maybe you've got other ways to do that. So we can get rid of the Kai's early, get rid of the Margaret blocker, and kind of interact with Nami that way to kind of deprive them of the ways to mill themselves out.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be interesting to see maybe he runs the 6-cost Brook, which lets you put 3 cards back from your opponent's drop into their deck. Some of the old tech cards that we used to run in Lucci to try and get around this Nami deck back when it was one of like the premier rogue decks. So you kind of had to always respect being in the room. But it has definitely fallen out of favor recently. So it'd be interesting to see. I know talking to Anthony, he's from one of my locals. He thinks that Nami is actually pretty favored into most of the room. You just have to kind of dodge these aggro decks that do exist to take advantage of the blue-purple Luffy. But other than that, I think he has a decent time and everything else. So it'll be interesting to see how he does go through this matchup and what kind of spicy tech cards he is running now that the meta has adjusted.
For sure. And what we see from the Koby player is we see the new Navy event, which gets to look at top 3, pick a Navy, and discard the rest, which is a very strong effect for black because it wants to fill up its drop. And then this Ribby is also another good card, like the Big Mom Pirate blocker I talked about last game. If you have a Navy card in play, I don't know if it has to be black or not, but if you have a Navy card in play, you get to... it becomes a blocker.
So we do see something new already from this Nami list that wasn't really ran before. Was this $7 Crocodile? It is the one where you put a Don underneath, and all your events cost 1 less. So back in the, as we said before, it's more of a tempo meta. No one really runs a lot of removal. If you keep that 7-cost Croc in active mode, and you say my hand is like mostly if it's free now, like what are you gonna do? Yeah, sure, tap me out if you're green. I don't really mind. I'm just gonna like use everything for free instead. It is a very, very powerful card in a meta where removal isn't heavy.
For sure. We see a bunch of new cards come down for the Koby player. That is one of the new Navy cards that we are seeing. It's a 5 for 6, and I believe it negs power from your opponent's card, with which Koby leader being able to attack into your opponent is quite strong. The other one, the 4-drop, I believe, is a blocker that negs power on play. A lot of which really cool cards. Helpful into Nami, maybe not so much, but he's just like, anybody's on board. I need to do something at some point in this game. Starving a little bit against the Nami, just going, look, I'm not going to swing too much early because then it lets you use all of your rested active Don 2 mill cards from your deck, which I don't want to do. You want to force them to need to use lots of Don in one turn instead of a couple of Don every turn. Just forces them to basically do nothing on their turn and pass, and then if you want to build a board, you can pass back and they achieve nothing. It's one of the strategies that it looks like our Koby player is going for this game.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think it's a heads-up play of not letting the Nami player use these Dons, as you said, and just kind of like it's almost a stalemate situation. At a certain point, it does just benefit Nami, as you kind of do need to put the pressure on eventually. But it is interesting to see how do you play around these events. So you have White Snake, you have all the draw cards, the buffing the leader by 1, and so we do see the Gum
Gavel come down.
Gavel, that's it.
It is
GGG is just ingrained in my head as purple now. I was trying to remember what the other G card was.
Yeah, I definitely nearly corrected you by saying Gum Giant, which is, it is not. It looks like he just wants to White Snake and take the hit there. White Snake just wants to cycle that 1 card, get 1 closer to winning the game. Looks like we're Kaya come down, draw 2 cards, and then trash 2. Trashing that Impel Down All-Stars, which you only ever want in your life, is just a nice trigger, draw 2. And Nami passing with 8 Don open is looking rough.
Yes, it's definitely looking rough for the Koby player. It's very much you want your Nami player to have to use their Don to kind of like actively do things. But if they just say, yeah, I've got Kaya, I pass, and you're like, oh man, how do I sequence correctly to get through all these events while making them kind of have to waste as much of this counter as possible to actually get through these attacks?
But we see another Sengoku come down. I wonder if our Koby player is looking for something in particular. I thought that 8-cost Koby might have been a good play to come down this turn to just kind of, be able to poke the Kaya, let one of the cards swing in. Now playing the Navy Searcher. He's digging for something.
He did.
He's digging for something. I have no clue what he's digging for, though.
Maybe 10-cost Kuzan. Not sure if that's played in these lists. Kind of counteractive. Not really what the deck does, I guess, but if it is a big card, swinging for a big number into Nami is always good.
So I think we found the card. The card he just picked up, Very Good, is a very good card for this matchup. On play, your opponent places 3 events from their trash at their bottom of the deck in any order.
Yeah, and that's huge.
That's massive.
That is huge. If you play 4 of this card, which you would because it's 2K and it's searchable, that's effectively 12 more cards that then have to mill. And if you have a way to bounce that back, either from your trash back to your hand or from the board back to your hand, and keep on playing the same one again, which you should be able to if you're running the other Navy cards in the package. The anti-mill strat is pretty real now in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like we see Helmeppo come down, which lets you play 1 card. So he's going to play the 8-cost Koby, which is the new secret rare. This Koby on play gives your leader plus 1k until the end of your opponent's turn. And then additionally, on play, one of your characters can attack active characters, and then when attacking, you place 2 cards from your trash at the bottom deck, and one of your leader gets plus 1k. So he let the Koby attack into the Kaya, which I believe just got Snake Dance back to hand, which is a little bit unfortunate there, but still forcing it to come out on a attack into the Kaya is better than leader. And then Koby will unfortunately go to the bin at the end of the turn, and we see a 7k swing into leader here. Anthony probably sweating a little bit if he saw what that card was, because you can put, I believe you get to choose with Very Good, which means you can place the useless ones. You can force 3 each time you play this. You can put 3 Impel Down All-Stars back into there. So if Impel Down All-Stars are clogging the deck, it's kind of bad. You're just going, you know what? No, I'm not going to let you have your Sanji's Pilafs back. I'm not going to let you have other cards back. That's if you do get to choose. If your opponent gets to choose, it can be a bit weaker because you go, I'll put Sanji Pilaf back and I'll draw 2 more Sanji Pilaf. But it does definitely make the Nami player have to think a little bit more. Looks like it is over to Koby.
He just played the same Kyle like 3 times and went, yeah, this is good enough.
For sure.
Get through 6 more cards on my deck, not bad.
We will see what he wants to. He's digging for more of these Very Goods. He's like, I think what he wants to do is he wants to get Anthony's hand low and then explode with a couple of these berry goods and just say, all right, you got 6 more cards in the deck. Show me you got it, right? But Anthony is sitting kind of pretty, being on 4 life here, even though his hand's a little bit smaller. But Anthony might be thinking, you know what, because of that card, I can't let this game go on, right? Like, I got to be really proactive with my milling here. We'll see a 6k swing into life. Tudon come down from Anthony and play the Love Beam. 3 or less gets to replace itself in hand. Such a strong card in Nami. I will see a 8k swing come into lead. We're seeing a lot of even number swings come down just in case the white snake is in hand, because a 5k is a little bit rough, you know, when you just get white snaked. But we'll see the snake dance come, which bounces the Kaya back to hand. We'll see a 9k swing come down, no trigger. Very good. It looks like Anthony gets to choose what he wants to put back.
So he will be putting back most likely just potentially three of the more useful events. Maybe some defense events, less maybe the Sanji peel-offs. We'll have to see what he chooses. He's definitely choosing one Gavel, one Sanji's peel-off, and another second Gavel there.
One rubber band.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So he's putting it, so Sanji's peel-offs at top, so he should draw into the peel-off and use it to draw into the other 2 cards. Looks like he just top-decked another peel-off, which is kind of crazy. Be interesting how this game goes from here, but it looks like you can't really tell from this angle, but Anthony's deck looks pretty timey, and he's slamming down these Kayas like there is no tomorrow. He is not, I don't think he's worried about dying at all, and he's not worried about running out of cards in hand. He's just, I want to get through my deck. He's got another Kaya. Will we see that come down? He doesn't have too much defense in hand, but he's just counting his deck, going how many turns. Looks like there's like 10 to 15 cards left in deck, so that's probably 2 turns, maybe 3 that Vanza has. So I think this is his last or second last attacking turn. That he's kind of safe. Even in his next attacking turn, he might lose.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is definitely scary to say. But I didn't see too many milling cards in Anthony's hand. He has the white snakes, which are really good. They cycles, that's 2 cards out. But I think he needs to draw into a couple more after those white snakes.
We do see Esteban just get that second very good into his hand, so I think we will most likely probably see that coming down and then just keep on swinging. I do think attacking here first is correct, though. You do want to, I guess, give your opponent less options where they think, okay, I'm doing this sequence because I know over these 2 turns I can do it in this way. But if you can kind of surprise them by going, okay, no, your math was off by 3, you now may be able to cause some inaccuracies with how they defend these attacks.
For sure. It looks like he threw an extra 1k onto the Nami, or maybe that attacker gets something on swing. We see the very good come down, swing for 7. This leader being 7k is kind of crazy. 2 white snakes. You know how we talked about Bandai wanting all their cards to be 7k? I mean, they did it with Nami first, but Nami has to work for it, you know? Nami has to have 2 of their 4 white snakes in hand, which is kind of difficult to see. See Anthony doing the same thing. Sanji, Gavel, and Usopp Rubber Band straight to the bottom. And we see a 8k swing come down, and that's an easy love mellow. The deck is getting very thin, though. That Rubber Band trigger is big. Draw 1, trash 1. That top card of the deck may be close to that Sanji's peel-off. It was Nami. All right, so I'm a couple cards off. It's hard to see. You know, death possession for them top is a little bit difficult sometimes. But we see the Kaya come down, draw 2. That's another Kaya. He might be thinking I can actually mill out this turn. I don't know how many cards are left in that deck. He's going to count for us. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 8 or 9. So it may not be possible this turn. So now he has to think, how am I doing this defensively? Because he knows there is a couple of Sanji's peel-offs in there, which aren't too helpful when it comes to milling out. But we're playing another Kaya. We're drawing another 2 and discarding 2. All right, so I think maybe the top card deck now is that Sanji peel-off. We're doing our 4th Kaya. Bro, this is the board of Kayas. This is Nami player's dreams. That means he's milled no Kayas. Out of all the Gavels and stuff he's played, it looks like he just drew the Sanji peel-offs that he was expecting to. Tapping 3 for Sanji peel-off, draw 2. It'll be Rub Band and another Sanji peel-off. Sanji peel-off, draw 2. And that will be...
the game.
Damn.
That was very efficient. I will say, as people say, oh, Nami is kind of just like draw your good cards, play the cards out. But I will say Anthony knew exactly what those last 9 cards are, mapped out the perfect sequence. He knew the way he was slamming down those cards. He knew exactly he was winning that turn. As soon as he hit those last 2 impulse on and then hit the stack, he knew what was coming when, and he just went boom, boom, boom. I win the game. So it's very impressive from that standpoint of like, you need to be able to remember these kind of things to play the Nami deck to its full potential.
Yeah, for sure. And 4 Kais, 2 Scientific Pillars, that's 12 cards through the deck. That's something you're not really expecting a Nami player to do. That is over a 5th of their deck in 1 turn. Seeing all 4 Kais in hand, pretty crazy. But that is the end of round 3. We're going to get the camera back on us at the booth. All right, so what did you think of that round, Kevin? We got to see another OP11 deck get played, which is really cool. So now we've seen 3 out of the 6 decks. It might be hard to get 2 of the other decks from OP11 on
Chances
the stream.
are dwindling down.
At this point, we probably won't see the blue-yellow Nami or the green-yellow Shirahoshi, but I'm pretty sure we can get you guys a blue-purple Luffy at some point.
Maybe. There might be a couple. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe a couple undefeated. Maybe.
Maybe
half the room. Who knows? At this point, who knows?
Yes, it will be one of the decks that will most definitely coming on stream later on. But besides Blue Purple Luffy, what are you most excited to see throughout the rest of the day?
Definitely, I think, as they call it, the Luffy crew, all 4 Purple Luffy decks will be very present. I think Purple Luffy, the base form, Purple Black has made a resurgence with the new star deck. Being able to be a 7k leader was surprisingly huge. You don't really even run black cards in that deck. You just say, I'm a 4-life Purple leader at that point. Green Purple still around, still a very powerful deck. And then, yeah, Blue Purple. Outside of that, I think Bella Belly will always have a really good showing. It kind of just has to dodge 1 or 2 bad matchups, but then kind of just like steamrolls a lot of these other top tier decks. So it's always very much just below that line. And things like Buggy. I think Buggy is the best thing that Bandai has probably done for this card game. You buy 2 of those star decks, you slap them together, you go pay $10 for 6 more cards, and you go, I have a tier 1 deck. That is insane. That is the best thing you can do for a card game and say, I can go play a game now, and that is awesome. So I think Buggy will definitely get on stream at some point. We'll see those. What about you, Max? Anything you're excited for?
I mean, that kind of sums it up, but my personal favorite deck at the moment is Green-Yellow Law, which is one of those weird decks. It has a really good matchup into a lot of those purple Luffy decks and Buggy. But no, if it sees that Bello Betty, it's rough. If it sees that Bunny, it's rough. If it sees Zoro, it's really rough. So it'll be interesting to see if many of them have been able to manage the sea of early rounds and make it to those top tables where most of the matchups are favorable. So it'll be cool to get a Green-Yellow Law on stream, but no promises because they might have just all got flooded with those early aggro decks.
Yeah, definitely the start of a big regional like this, it's very much a roulette of you can verse anything in the first 3 rounds. As we've seen on stream, you can have Nami and Koby be undefeated till round 3. It definitely stabilizes. If you can make it through the early rounds of like, all right, I just got to beat anything, and then you got to go, okay, there's going to be 5 or 6 decks I can kind of expect to here from out. Those are the matchups I would want to be practicing the most and expecting. And yeah, you just got to go from there. You just got to pray that it's like, okay, cool. I'm Bella Betty. I made it past the sea of Buggy. Just feed me Purple Luffy. Let's go. Give me all these GGG players.
Yeah, for sure. And we will, on the screen, in between rounds, have some players to watch. So it'll be really cool to have all of those guys try, well, not all of them because we can't physically get all of them, but a lot of those guys on stream over the next couple rounds. The players that you're expecting to be on top tables and the ones that have proven themselves at past tournaments. So I'm really keen for it. But anyway, guys, we'll take a break now and we'll catch you in round 4.